Namaskar. Okay, this week we're going to talk about half downward dog. Some people call it half dog. And sometimes if you go all over the place, maybe you're on the internet or whatnot, and you try to do a search and you start to find all these variations. I'm going to give you a therapeutic variation. This one is in the active back extension family. Some people are looking for a way to create airspace in the spine so they can get some separation between vertebrae. And the problem being, too many people sit, and they might spend long hours sitting in a chair, typing on a computer. It seems to be pretty common nowadays. And if you stand too long, that can also happen. And even at night, when people sleep, the spine does not necessarily decompress because it seems as though muscles tighten up. Now, there are a number of possibilities. Someone could go to a forward fold, and next week we'll also go over another active back extension exercise. But for this week, let's take a look at half dog. What I'm going to do is move out of the way and let Yang take over. He's going to go to the mat to all fours, and so he gets into what we call table pose. Okay, so you want to make sure that your hips are lined up directly over your knees and your hands are under your shoulders, and just look through your legs and make sure that your feet are behind. Now look over your left shoulder and just make sure your foot's not flared out, and look over your right shoulder, make sure that's not flared out. Good. And we're coming back. So we've got him set up at a table. Now, everybody's body is different. Some people come to a completely flat table, some people don't. So we have here, what I'm going to ask you to do is bring your knee up just a little bit. Yep. And then the other one. Good. And we still have somewhat of an upward angle here, whereas some people might get a pretty flat one. That's okay. It's just the way somebody's body is made. The other thing is, Yang and I know by observation how this particular posture affects him, and the next one as well. But on this one, what we're going to do is go to the half dog. So what he's going to do now is he's going to get a slope like this of 45 degrees all the way down. So he's going to bring his forehead down as his arms extend out, so your forehead actually touches there. And you're trying for, and it depends on the way the spine is made, the straightest 45-degree line possible. You see sometimes some people are able to, with their shoulders, get a big extension and stretch in this area. And sometimes I've seen some teachers try to pull and push and everything else to get somebody to get a big extension like this when they're holding downward dog. My problem with that is that sometimes, in this case, he's actually resting on his forehead, so there's no problem. In downward dog, you might be able to get away with a little bit of that if you could stack up blocks under the forehead. In some cases, some people can bring their forehead right to the floor, even in downward dog. But what we're trying to do here is do this variation. And so here we have it, half downward dog, half dog as it's called. And the reason and the purpose is to draw spine out, to decompress the lower spine, and to give relief. As far as different shapes that we start to see as far as spines, you start to notice when you start to look at people enough, you start to spot different things going on. A curve that goes one way, a curve that goes another way, or side curves, which we know as scoliosis. So, without going on about this any further, I'm going to bring Yang out of this one. Come on back. We're going to come back to a seated position. Okay. This one is an excellent posture. Okay, it's a nice restorative posture. You could hold that posture easily for a minute or two. If I have high blood pressure, I should probably talk to my doctor about it. I don't want to make a call for your doctor. I think you should talk to your doctor yourself. Generally speaking, When there's medication, doctors are not as concerned as if, for example, there was no medication involved and it was unregulated high blood pressure. However, again, consult your family physician or specialist and make sure that you've got the go-ahead to go ahead and do this one. As I said, this is a slight inversion, okay? So the head is below the heart in this one. Without going on any further, I'd like to wish all of you a nice week. Om Shanti.